This is one of she told, excuse me, we didn't always add dads' names in the beginning, we were just trying to do it quick, so if there's no dad's name, it doesn't mean that they're, that it was illegitimate or whatever. Although some of ours, myself. But this is one of our J friends. Anybody remember her husband, Ramaharshan Prabhu? He was actually the first doctor in New Vrindaban, unless there was one before him, because I remember when he was a woodsman, maybe with Bobby Shot or before Bobby Shot. But as he was going in the woods around here are full of all kinds of herbs, medicinal herbs, that can be used for all kinds of things. I don't know how he found out about it, but he studied these herbs. And in his one little room in the barn, he had a shelf with all these different potions and bags of stuff. Less than a month after I got here, I had a really bad earache, and they said, go to see Roma Harshan. And he did. He painted some on the outside and gave me some kind of stuff to drink. And anyway, this was his first child. This is another picture of her. His mom ended up leaving. This is Dharmakala and Soma. I believe delivered by Prana. I'm not going to look in the bushes, but I did not deliver in the barn. Oh, in the barn, Dharma? Prana? Yeah, who delivered? That's a good picture for being so old. Oh, it's got mixed up. This is Judy, who was also born in the barn. And he may have been the first baby born in the barn. Also delivered by Prina. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Chutananda was delivered by Adipati. And Advaita Charya was there. This is about now. Oh, okay, here's something from an old Vrindavasi. Early this morning, January 6th at 12:40 a.m., in the new barn, a Mahatma made his appearance as the son of Advaitacharya and Megamala Prabhus. Adipati made the delivery, encountering no difficulties throughout the 7-hour period. Labor period. As Krishna-conscious parents, they realize that everything belongs to Krishna, including their children. The child is simply lent to them to be raised Krishna-consciously. So, at 9 a.m., Advaitacharya brought his son to Bahulavan and surrendered him to Kirtananda Maharaj, whereupon he was named Achyutananda Das. Achyutananda was then returned to his mother. for the constant attention this Vaishnava deserves. Oh, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, or he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Verily, such a birth is rare in this world. It truly is. That's so nice, thank you. To be born into this movement is certainly more. All glories to Achyutananda Das. So there were more babies that were born. Born in the barn, we don't have their pictures. I'm working on a composite book that will have all the names and everything. Hopefully in a year or so we'll be able to put them all out. But this is an older... Oh, sorry. This is an older picture of the palace that my son took back before they took those trees down. I'm not sure the exact year. But around the time of the palace opening was also the time when Dr. Nick came and we had our very first baby. This is the last clinic that we were in. We were in a total of 4 different clinics. The first one, as I said, was the house that that Ruchi and Sankirtan live in now, which was wonderful. And then, I'm not sure why it happened, but Bhaktipada decided to move the clinic to his old cabin. And then I moved into a devotee house with a couple other women. The cabin was very nice. Of course, it was transcendentally nice because Bhaktipada lived there. But it didn't have a bathroom. It had a sink, just cold water sink. So during those times, of course, we could not do births there. And so during that time, a lot of the births took place like in a utility building and other places where people live. But in this, I'm not going to talk too much about the clinic because we don't have a lot of time, but this was like our main office. We also had a big pharmacy. We had a couple doctors in town that at one point allowed us to make out our own wholesale drug orders. So the devotees didn't, if their child was sick needed antibiotics for ear infection, we'd have it dry, we'd mix it up right then and say, no, here. So they wouldn't have to go, which was good because a lot of people didn't have cars. So they couldn't have got sick. And at one point we had an herbalist, we had Mother Vishnu Priya, and remember her, Juggy's wife? Wacky Wendy? No, I shouldn't say that. Vishnu Priya was her. She was a lovely lady, and she learned herbology, and she learned iridology. And if people didn't want to go with the allopathic medicine that we were giving, antibiotics and all that stuff, they could go to her for chronic things and get herbs and stuff like that. It was wonderful. Like I said, I had not heard from Mother Katila for about 33 years. When I got in touch with this, I said, oh, if you have any pictures you could share. And when she said this, it just made me realize what a truly beautiful woman she was. This is Chitraketu. This baby was born in the house, I think they call it the Yellow House. It's the house that Yumuna and her husband lived in before they built their new one now. She was the ashram teacher at the time. So while she was giving birth, the birth was fine. There was no pressure, no problems or anything. But if you lived here in this days, or if you got during those days and understood the social pressure of having a male child, big pressure. And she had already had two beautiful girls, who are now very successful women. But and at the end of the birth, there was nothing wrong with her, but I think she just had such an emotional release of the fact that she did have this boy. And there was great revelry and yelling and screaming outside the building. And of course, none of the men were here, but everyone was very happy. And I don't think, I was telling her, I don't think his feet touched the ground for the first year because she was living with the Sankirtan girls and everybody was holding him. He was a cute little guy. And here are the twins. Adi, which means the beginning, and Amsha, the end. Mother Katila and Kaladri were fun across for a short time, and then they went back to family life. And this is the result of that. Beautiful babies. Poor Mother Katila, during this pregnancy, she developed a blood clot in her leg, which blood clots are very dangerous, can be fatal. So she had to be on medication and hospitalized. And then when it came time for the birth, Kaladri Prabhu was there, and I went in with her for the birth. She was going to the Ohio Valley outpatient department. And the first baby was born the natural way. And I came out, but see, those days we didn't have ultrasounds. Nobody knew, and that's I should have said that before, nobody knew what they were having. They didn't have 5D, 4D, 3D ultrasounds. Most of our women didn't get any ultrasounds at all. We had no idea. And there were various old wives' tales of how you could tell if it was a girl or boy. And I never got good at it. But there were some people that were pretty good about that. But Adi was born first, the girl. And I had to go out and tell Kaladri Prabhu he was in the waiting room at home. He didn't want to look good. He was pale. He's not usually pale. He's like, what happened? I was like, well, the first baby's born. And I said, but they're going to have to take her into surgery for the second one. He just kind of fell back a little bit, but it turned out beautiful. But unfortunately, she had a very long complications after the C-section, or two procedures, and ended up being in the hospital for 12 days during that period. But she's tough. This is another baby that was born in the barn, and this is the baby that this was born in clinic Okay, that was clinic number 1, yeah. And Dr. Nick was there, and I think I came in at the end. I think that one might be a little better. These pictures I didn't get to see because I sent them. Dharmakala had all of her babies here. With the exception of the last one, only because Nick and I had at that point, we were stepping down from the delivery. She wanted to deliver at home. I said, please, could you have your baby somewhere else you feel comfortable. But ours, well, his first baby was Sudasapa, and we don't have a picture of him, but he was born in the barn. Oh, was it? Okay. So, yeah, Marcia Barnaby was her first baby born in the clinic, and then she had another baby. Where was Dina born?
Dina was born in the Green Clinic.
In the clinic as well. Okay. And then her last baby was born in Dr. Vincent's office.
Sarah was born in the utility building.
We were fortunate for several years to have a doctor in town that was a board certified OBGYN, a bit eccentric, but he had a freestanding birth center within his office, and some of the devotees didn't feel quite comfortable delivering here, or for whatever reason delivered in his office, and then just came back to the Dom within a few hours after birthing. So it was a good, and we also sent some of the mothers to him that we thought were high risk to see if they needed further, further testing and stuff. There's Sarah. There's the next one. And this was your last baby born on the farm?
That's the last baby born.
Born on the farm.
Yeah, Ina.
And this is the one. Oh, and then Dr. Vincent finally got his way. Every time we went there, he was trying to get his name, one of the babies after him, and his name was Dr. Vincent.
His dad, Soma's name is Vincent, Thomas Vincent.
He tried it with Leland Rita, and he's like, oh, Vinny? Vincent?
Alfie.
No, I got an
Alfie.
Alfie.
Alfie, he wanted, he said, baby Alfie.
Oh, God.
No.
Aren't you glad you didn't name him that? Oh, here's Megan Mala. Oh, there's a second baby. Third, I'm sorry. Yes, we already talked about it too, remember? Oh, the last baby. In between those two, she had Ananta, Ananta Devi, who was also born in the barn with Parina and Vidya. That was in 76. And then Srubam was born in 1974. Again, with Parina and Vidya. I don't know, was it the house that ended up being the store for a while? Because they said it was at the end of the jewelry shop lane. And they said that they thought that there were two ashram girls there observing, that it might have been Devaki and Baba, some of the senior ashram girls.